Good evening, guys. Ken at Tortoise Capital Nightly Strategy Podcast for Friday night, September 8th, 2023. We'll start with the hybrid swing trading portfolio management on 30-minute charts, beginning with Alcoa. And we tried a continuation short on the collapsing dragon. It didn't really follow through, so we just cut it for a fractional gain. That one feels like it may be setting up for a reversal next week because this support level looks like that support level. That support level prompted this. Here's the complete retracement of all that, but it failed to fail further today. And along with the general stability in the market, that has the potential for a nice upward move for next week. So I'll be stocking all the metals like that. AI, same thing. I tried a continuation SSC today, basically scratched. Amazon, I cashed the 2-day, caught a 2 with the dragon exit for 3R. Caterpillar, no trade. Cliff, tried a continuation short on a collapsing dragon for a scratch. CVS, no trade. Devon Energy took a caught a 2. Standard risk, about half an hour with a dragon exit. Devon Energy, no trade. We carried that was one that we carried overnight last night, and it reversed against us, so we got out with about a 1R. Electronic Arts missed the Kata 2 twice this week. Span of control. It just looked like the bars were large compared to the overall daily move, so a lot of intraday volatility made it not so attractive. No trade in emerging markets. Ethereum. So this was one that we carried overnight. This had 3 positions on the long side and it closed here. Today it moved up and then started coming back down, so we just took it at the dragon. It sold off for a Kata 2 re-entry and picked up an extra 1R. So I felt that was pretty good management all the way across the board. That one gave us about 4R, 2R, and 1R, so about 7R on this set and 1R on that set, so 8R net on the 3-day effort. So I was really happy with that one. And it moved right up to the area where you would expect it to fail, so there was no reason to hold that one over the weekend. And we know how to get back in next week, so we'll see what happens. Mexico covered the short for about an hour. EWZ covered the double short. It was an adverse gap. So the second position, which was well in the money for us from yesterday, we opened it here and it closed right about there. But then there was a gap up. So that negated the second position and that gave us about a 3R net. I missed the follow through continuation. But I was just happy to get out of that without any worse results. Intel, I covered the long as it began to fail with a dragon exit for 1R. IP was a trade of the day. So yesterday we cashed that continuation trade. So this was a big mover down. And then yesterday was a continuation short, which we covered. Today it gapped up to here, so I reversed on an SSC with a standard risk. At 2R, I added a position, and that thing just took off like a scalded ape. So that is holding 6R on the first one, 4R on the second one. That's 10R in hand, and it has cleared this key support level, or resistance level, I should say. So this is one I think has a good chance for continuity tomorrow. We'll see that as an intraday sniper on the 3-minute chart as well. But good trade right there. IP, I'm telling you, that's who would have thunk that was the trading diva. So IYR, no trade. I missed the short on the collapsing PSAR flip right there. Um, Commercial banks took the SSC that's holding about 1R going into the weekend. This is at a 2 day support level down here. This feels like a pretty strong support level. So that would make this the first target and this the second target. So I'm thinking if it can resume and take out the daily high, then that has a chance to really move because none of this is really support or resistance. That was just a straight sell off. So this is the first time we would see any organized selling. So I'm liking that one over the weekend. Next is Mattel initiated a SSC. McDonald's, no trade, missed the morning breakout. Merck took the COT at 2, holding about an R. Microsoft, I missed that one completely. Uh, Marijuana, no trade. Nvidia, no trade. Clean energy, no trade. There was a COT at 2 in there that I think I missed, but that has potential for a really nice trade next week as well because you have this support level which supported that move, and the sell-off collapsed all the way to here, and it's had 2 days and did not fail further, and it's come out of the winter and up approaching the edge of summer, and it closed pretty well. So if it can get above 35, that to me is an auto buy, and you're looking for it to get to 36 and three quarters. That looks like a nice potential trade. But if next week it does this, we got to be short by 34.50, and that makes that a good critical state trade. Rivian, no trade. I like the compression here. It has held on to the gains from that move, and we're starting to get like a little triangle. So that's your zero state, and it supports a move in either direction. So we'll be watching for that one as a priority for next week. S&P, you see, was just consolidation. Treasuries and consolidation. Tesla, no trade. And U.S. Steel, no trade either. So a pretty good week for us, and had some really surprise moves in IP to carry over into the new week. Here's the sniper trade of the day. So we've now shifted to 3 minutes. Let me get this junk out of the way here. Okay. So here was yesterday's close to here, and there's your VWAP. Here was opening, and I treated this whole piece as the OR3. It failed out of the box here, so we took the short with a standard risk. And I will add to it if it breaks below this level. But what it does is give us a 1R loss. It was probably a bar slow in getting out of that. So that was just a stop and reverse with a minus 1R, standard risk box. At one point, that was a little over an R, so we get out of it with a half an R at the dragon exit, check or hold. Setting up like a COTA 2. COTA 2 on the RLXD, the regression line. The first exit was a 1R loss. This was short, and that's a 1R loss, so that's not a tight exit. That's just a standard exit. Okay, so this is now a COTA 2 continuation. You have the low, You have the high or low. You had a successful trade here. Here's your RLXD. Here's where it stays north of the dragon. It's hitting the PSAR. So we'll take that. Standard risk. By that time, you have to be no lose plus dinner for two. Failure to fail and 2R battle drill, second position. Standard exit at the PSAR flip. So if that's our risk, there's 1, 2, 3.5. So this one's 3.5. That one gives us about 1.5. So that's about +5 on that trade. And those two basically scratch or erase each other. There's a Kata 2 continuation, kind of a merging dragon. Standard exit for an extra R. Kata 2 continuation, half an R on a dragon exit. Total potential, if you take the second positions, is 7R, just using standard work. So that's in addition to the 2-day 10R that comes from the swing port, the 30-minute swing on IP, which you'll recall looks like that one. So that trade is still open with the positions paid for by the by the sniper trade. So keeping those two pieces and paid for with market's money, the risk on it anyway. All right, here's let's see, what was this? Blue, yeah. Notice how nicely. Oops, sorry. Notice how nicely that that IP moves. I mean, Jiminy crickets. It's hard to argue with that as a desirable trading target. But he sees the PSAR flip, establishes his unit of risk, tries Eugene's technique with the R ladder, gets a 2R battle drill, starts rolling over. He dropped to the lower time frame to manage the trade since he could see it consolidating at a place where you would not be surprised. This is all strong resistance right here. So it's consolidating, rolling over on a Friday in the afternoon, right where you would expect. So he exited in order to keep the second position in the money and scores a total of 3R. Dude, that's just exactly how you do it, and no overnight or over the weekend risk. Nicely played. Brian gets the PSAR flip short, dragon exit. Made a decision not to stay around longer, although he did notice that as an owl entry, which would have actually paid off. He gets the 1, 2, 3 entry and a dragon exit for 0.8 for a total of 1.1 for the day. His rolling R expectancy is 0.35. You can make a living on that. He's collected 32 R in 91 trades. He's trying to limit the number of trades per day. Thus, he left this at the Dragon exit after 8 bars of no further follow through. That's legit. He didn't get the collapsing dragon because he had already left. He's trying to reconcile between taking what's on offer early and going home versus trading the entire time available. Um, any insights or comments would be appreciated. I would just say this: do you have time, will, pattern, and money available? If so, there could be trades inside here. But if you don't have those criteria, you cannot trade. But if you have those criteria and you elect not to trade, then stop here and then go do something that has a better time value of your money, a money value for your time, than the potential for another standard trade. And just deal with it as a professional decision and stop worrying about the other side of the trade. You don't worry about the other side of the trade on this one or on ones where you lose money, so don't worry about the trades not taken as if you had taken them. You have to let those go just like the trades you do take, and to keep your sanity. All right, so that's everything we got for this weekend. We'll get this published and posted. The weekend reports are uploaded for you, and we'll talk about them over the weekend maybe. All right, take good care, and we shall see you on Monday.